Now let's talk about adding integers on a number line. So let's say this is our number line here, and our first number is going to be 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. These are negative because the direction that they go on the number line is in the negative direction. These are in the positive direction, right? So these are directed numbers. But if you talk about absolute value, that is how many away from 0 on the number line. So, 1 is 1 over from 0 on the number line. The absolute value of -1 is also going to be 1 because it's 1 away from 0 on the number line. So whenever you plug this into your calculator, any of these negative numbers, absolute value, they are always going to be the positive because that's how many steps away from 0 on the number line it is, how many numbers. So we have positive up through +5 and up through +3. So let's do an example where we do the absolute value of, let's do 2 minus 4. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is 2 minus 4 is -2. The absolute value of -2 is 2. So whenever you look at this on the number line, let me draw a new number line. When you look at this on the number line, right, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is not evenly spaced, as you can see. 3, 4. Okay, so we have +2. We're going to the directed number 2 to the right. That's 2. Now we're subtracting 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That leaves us at this -2. But if we're doing the absolute value, it's only 2 steps away from 0. So you can also say, so one thing to know is the opposite signs. So if you do -2 and add 2, these are opposite. It's always going to be 0 whenever you do the sum of opposite signs because, let's switch this color. Because let's say you go -2, right? You're here at the -2, but then you add those two back in the positive direction because it's the directive positive number. You are at 0. So that will always be the case if you're summing opposite signs. So let's do some examples. Let me change my color back. So let's do an example of -2 plus +4. So you can do this on a number line, or you can do it in your head. It's what works for you. So this is the same as saying 4 minus 2, right? We have 4 positive numbers. We're taking away two negative numbers, so that's going to be 2. But if you want to do it on the number line for visual, let's do 0. Let's go ahead and do -2, right? So this is going to be -2 here. Now we want to add, so we went in the negative direction. Now we want to go in the positive direction for spaces, right? So now we're going to go back. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to leave us at +2. So this gives us the same thing. It's just two ways to look at it. Some people can do it both ways over time. You know, you can always draw pictures, in my opinion. Or like even you could say, start with your bigger number. Let's say you have 4 circles, right? And you want to take away 2 circles. So we're going to fill in 2. That leaves us with these 2 circles, right? They're different. We had the 4 positives, unfilled circles, 2 filled circles, negative, which leaves us with 2 positive unfilled circles. So there are different ways to think about these. Number lines usually what most people go to. So now let's do another example. Let's do -3 plus -1. Let's draw our number line. So 0. So we're going to go minus in the negative direction. So left on the number line, -3. 1, 2, 3. So here we are. This is where we're going to be at, -3. Now we want to add -1. So we're still going in the negative direction. So we're adding -1 here. So plus a -1. Because if you did plus a +1, you'd be going right this way. But since it's plus a -1, you're going left. Because this is the directed number. It tells you which way you're going on the number line. So that's going to be -4. You could also say these signs are the same that you're adding together, so you leave the sign and just add them together, 4. Or like let's do the circle example. So let's do, we have 1, 2, 3 filled circles, because that's negative. I'm doing negative as a filled circle, and we're adding 1 more filled circle. So that means we have 4 filled circles. So just different ways to think about it. Let's add more than 2 numbers. So let's do this. Let's try to find -1 plus +3 +3 plus negative -4. Okay, so this is gonna be fun. Okay, let's do a number line here. Okay, let's take that away. So first, this tells us we're going in the negative direction, 1. So we are here, right? Now let's go in the positive direction, 3. So 1, 2, 3. So now we're at this number 2. Now we're going back in the negative direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. right? And that's going to give us -2. So you can add these two numbers that are similar signs, right? Keep that sign, direction sign, -5, and now we're going to add 3. So this is the same. So this is the same as if you went over negative the. So on the number line, let's do this. This is the same as if you went over the -1 and then the -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's 2, 3, 4, 5, -5. And then we go back in the positive direction 3. So 1, 2, 3. We are at the same number. So since this number has a bigger, or it's bigger, we leave that sign there. So we are going to leave the negative sign. And then we're going to do 5 minus 3, take that away, which gives us 2. And so let's do the circles with this. So I have one filled circle, that's my negative, and 4 filled circles for the other negative. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So these are 5 negative circles. Now we want to add 3 unfilled circles, so positive circles. So we're going to take away 3 of these circles, right? So that's going to leave us with, am I not in the pencil? Oops. That's going to leave us with 2 filled circles for the -2 because we had more unfilled circle or more filled circles than unfilled circles. So another way to think about number lines is if you do it vertically, like elevation, like you can say you're below sea level, somewhere you start hiking, and you can say you're 18 feet below sea level. So that would be like a vertical number line. I can't draw. Does it want to be straight? Okay. So here would be our 0. This, let's just say this is the -18 below sea level, right? And you want to know, you're going to hike to some mountain over here. That's 1,020 feet above sea level. So you want to know what the gain is between those two. Excuse me. So really, you already know you're going up 1,020 feet, but you're also going up this 18 feet. You're going in a positive direction. You are going up. So we're adding 18 feet here. Gives us 10,000 or 1,038 feet. That's to the top of wherever you climbed. So you can also do vertical number lines. So number lines can help you visualize. You can visualize different ways. But this is just adding whole numbers, right? Not integers. Because we know there are lots of tiny decimal numbers in between here. But this is just another way to do things, more visualization. Let me know if you have any questions. That's it.